Welcome back to the program. This is still Good Morning Kenya. And you know, if it's Thursdays, definitely matters. Entertainment time to take it easy, light. And that's what we have on set this Thursday morning. My guest this morning, hey, cocktail of many things. Cocktail of many things. That is WAKENYA NJOKI. She describes herself as an entrepreneur, tattooed model, doubles up as a musician, and so much more, which she'll be telling us as we embark on this conversation. WAKENYA.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
WAKENYA. I need to represent.
What tattoo? Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, so let's just start from music. Then we can go to maybe tattooed model, because you're seeing a lot of that all over your body. Then the entrepreneur bit of it.
Okay.
Your music, because you reside in the States, but you sort of like record here in Kenya.
Yes.
How does that go?
So in 2000, I want to say 2019-ish, I started doing cover music. I've always loved to sing. I was in the choir in high school, cinema festivals. Then, you know, but then as you grow up, you kind of let go of those dreams and the talents and all that. So, but I started singing again after my separation from my ex-husband. Long story. But I started finding myself again because I love to sing, I love to draw, I love to dance. So Jimmy Okungu, the producer, he found me on Facebook. He saw one of my videos. He just reached out. Hey, WAKENYA, do you want to work with me? I was like, first of all, who are you? And what do you want? And then he's like, oh, I love your voice. I know you're not trained or anything, but you have that look of someone who likes to sing and I could work with. So I was like, okay, but how is this going to work? Because I'm in the States permanently. He's like,
that means you had already moved.
I'd already moved in the States. I've been living here since 2013. Okay. So he said, we're going to do it via correspondence. I've worked with artists that way before. I just send them the music, they do the melody, they record Nauko, wherever they are, Europe or the States. Then they send me, the studio sends me the music I need to mix and master. Then I release the music in the Kenyan market. Now, because I'm a very unique artist, because I have a Kenyan audience and I have an American audience, he's trying to work with me on kind of international sounding music. Which is why we talked about my Kikuyu song. It's got English lyrics, but also some Kikuyu lyrics, and it's going to be a very interesting album we do together.
Well, so then how has it been so far? I mean, when you look at even the music space here in the country, in Kenya and even Africa perhaps, there's always that notion of music, art, hustle beside gig. And like how it is in the States, you know, when art is really appreciated a lot and music is really embraced. How has your experience been like?
So I'm still learning how it's going to work out in Kenya, but I do understand what you're saying. In Kenya, having music and being an artist is not really going to pay your bills. In the States, as long as you make it, you're good to go. We'll see how that works out. However, I have faith that, because my audience is so diverse and my fans are very, very supportive, I see them embracing either way. And I don't really out to make money. I'm not going to determine that, oh, I want to make this much money off this album. It's just a matter of sharing the music with the world, you know. So as long as everyone is feeling the music somehow. My American audience has embraced Kikuyu very much, because I teach them Kikuyu music, Kikuyu words. They know what Tiga Maodo means. Because there's this, you know, I took my African roots and I'm very proud of them and I embrace them. So my audience will be like, I don't know what this song says, but I like it and I'm going to download it because it's from Kenyan hippie or WAKENYA, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see how my music does in Kenya. I'm very curious. Yeah.
You're very curious.
I'm very curious to see if it backfires, ni sawa. If it goes well, ni sawa.
But you hope for the best.
Yeah.
All right.
For the best.
Let's talk about that Kikuyu song, because right now you've released 2 songs. You're working on an album again, which is also a different story altogether. I mean, when you look at artists of this day, it's all about single, Kijipa, Kikosa, it's fine. But you're working on an album.
On a whole album.
And you have 2 released songs.
So yes, so what happened, like I said, we're going to be working via correspondence with Jimmy. But luckily, because I was flying, we've been here about a week, 2 weeks now. I talked to him and Kambia, okay, let's just do this. Since I'm coming there, let's just make a day, I could get to the studio, we record as much as we can. The rest of the songs we can do via correspondence. Sawa, okay. So we recorded 2 songs. One is called Bonnie and Clyde, my first single officially. The other one is called which is, I basically, because I'm very lovey-dovey, I'm a hopeless romantic, so everything I write has a very love nini angle. I was like, I need to do something out of my norm. And the music itself sounded very, the melody was very upbeat. I was like, I'm a girl, I like to hustle, I'm an entrepreneur. Let's talk about how women should take a break and just have fun. You can't hustle all week and then you just go and have fun and let loose.
So this is what the Kikuyu song is all about.
That's what Kikuyu song is about.
Okay, it's all about we can live and make money.
Exactly. You can work hard and play hard.
Okay.
Exactly.
And the first song, your first single, much as you're telling us that you're a lovey-dovey kind of person, you're not exactly really informed that, because I believe, especially as women, we are lovers.
We are. And then you get our hearts broken badly. So it's actually my guy, my fiance now. The way we met was very dramatic. It was filled with a lot of strife, tears, joy. It was not planned. Ironically, he was a guest at me. There's a story there, but I was engaged at the beginning of the year to someone else. And then I invited my now fiance to the wedding in Kenya.
As a friend?
As a friend.
Okay.
And he said, oh, I don't know if I can come. He ended up coming, like, but as a groom. So it's just the way we met. Our story is this, that's what the story is really about. The first song is, and then what we've experienced together. We're both not very popular people on TikTok, which is where we met. We met on TikTok. But it's about how we've faced a lot of challenges. We've come back stronger, and we're gonna keep going stronger. We're having our first baby together.
Oh, so congratulations!
Thank you. So my music is very much.
You're doing good for yourself.
Thank you, girl. What can I say?
Okay. All right. So that basically how you write your music. You can safely say that it's inspired by stories
it's very
that
much me.
You've gone through as WAKENYA, as a person.
Yes.
How would you describe your style then? Because when you're beginning, you said that your style is sort of unique. It's with, you being in the States, here in Kenya, because this is where you're born.
Right.
How would you describe your style of music?
It's a nice, weird hybrid of things, I guess, because I have my Kenyan-ness, because I love certain sounds. Jimmy is very stubborn, by the way. I'll say my producer is very stubborn. I'm like, oh, I like this song that sounds like this, like Rivani, and I want this song that sounds like Wahoo. He's like, no, you're neither. You can use them as an inspo, but you are you. I'm like, So I'm trying to make it very relatable to Kenyans, but also different.
So for him, it's about originality.
It's about originality.
All right. Do you feel like sometimes that's the thing that is lacking, especially in the Kenyan context? And I really want us to sort of intertwine it a bit, because there's a lot of conversation, especially when it comes to Kenyan music, and a good number of people will say it's because it lacks originality. That's why perhaps I'd listen to songs from either Tanzania, Nigeria, or even the States.
Yes.
Looking at someone who's on both sides, do you feel that's a thing that maybe is dragging us when it comes to the music and the growth of this industry?
It is. I don't know how the Kenyan market is now, but I do notice when I used to live here, Kenyans love other people's music. They listen to Niger, they listen to Afrobeats, but when it comes to their own local musicians, it's that they're not very, I don't know how to put it. It's that you are pending the local musicians, but they're not very supportive.
Why?
Like you go to the club, what do they play at the club? Afrobeats. Now it might have changed again. I've not been here for a long time, but that's what I noticed. So to stand out, you need to be very unique. You need to have an audience that is like, oh, actually, you know what? I like that music. I'm digging that music. It's different. But also don't keep singing the same thing that sounds. I don't want to diss anyone, but there's certain artists, unasikia wimbo, that the whole album sounds similar. Then they chomponyo another song, you're like, that's Nani.
Would you say that is the lack of originality?
Yes. It's getting too comfortable.
To copy another artist.
Yes. Actually, I want to sound like this one. That's what Jimmy said, no. He's like, I know you like them, you continue liking them, but you're not going to sound like them.
I want you to sound like you.
Exactly. Another reason why I'm incorporating my local language, so I have Kiswahili, English, Kikuyu in my music.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
A lot of sense. All right, let's come to how you're looking like.
Hello.
Because you said you're a lot of things. You're a musician, entrepreneur, tattooed model.
Yes.
And I'm so sure to quite a number of people that look like something sort of new, because you're used to fashion model.
Yes.
I'm just a model, commercial
model, runway model. I know.
Tattooed model.
I know.
Tell us more.
It happened accidentally. So I don't actually know how did you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started getting tattooed heavily. So I left with Kenya with only 2 tattoos. At the time, the tattoo industry here had not grown much. Very few tattoos artists knew what they were doing. So nikasema, I'm not getting any more tattoos in Kenya. Went to the States, lived a few years. I met a very amazing guy who's done most of my work. He is very much white American. Working with our skin tone is something people need to learn, because you can't tattoo dark skin, they say you tattoo fair skin. But I just learned, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Then nikashikwa tu na ngoms one day. I did a boudoir shoot. I did a boudoir photo shoot. I don't know if you know what a boudoir photo shoot is. So that's what I did for myself to celebrate me again after my separation. I was feeling, this is the new me. Then I decided just out of the blue, I'm going to submit these pictures to a tattoo magazine, see what they do. Because I was like, I have good tattoos. I know they're good quality. Let me see what happens. They ran me on 3 pages.
They liked it.
They loved it. And the publisher of the magazine, Academy, you know what? You sent me pictures, I love them, but I would love to photograph you. And he's a renowned photographer in New York. His name is Steve Azara. He used to work with Kina NSYNC, J-Lo, Chaka Khan, celebrity photographers. Yeah. I was like, are you sure you want to? Me? Why? He's like, because you photograph oil. I'm like, but I'm not a model. I'm like 5'3". He was like, I don't care. Do you want to come or no? I was like, hey, niko hapo mbele. Saved a few months, went to New York for the photo shoot. Came out beautifully. So I realized, maybe there's a market here. How many tattooed black models do you see in the market? Exactly. So now to date, I've been in about 4 tattooed magazines.
Wow.
And they've just read me, and I was like, hey, yeah, okay. I'm still not where I'm making money per se, because I want to get into commercial modeling. I'm just wondering the channels I need to go through. So I'm still figuring that part out. That's how that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So then, do your tattoos have meaning? Because I mean, when people get to do this, they'll say this means this is my husband, this is my mom, this is my baby.
Yes.
You know, what is it like for you?
So when you have as many tattoos as I have, and you guys can't see all of them, but I have over probably ni kama 60. We have to go around about.
I've seen on obvious behalf, but the more they can see, this is it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some do have meaning. When you have so many, you can't have all of them with meaning. But so I do have. So like this is my mom. Mother loves Psalm 23. It's her favorite verse. So I got that here tattooed.
Okay.
I have a cousin who's a poet.
That was your first?
That was no. This was my like 10th, maybe 15th. I don't remember. It's been a while.
That's interesting.
And then this is my cousin Caroline Deritu. She's a renowned poet. She's back in the day. This is one of her really nice poems called "Hope for Hope We Live."
Okay.
So I got an excerpt tattooed on me. I have some few meaningful tattoos, like in the sea mob. Yeah.
So hizi zingine ni za maridadi.
This one means family in Arabic. Napenda Kiarabu sana.
Okay.
So lakini si zote.
But tuseme like most of them is just for...
Most of them I love flowers, therefore I got tattoo flowers.
So because I just love...
Because I love them, so I get it, exactly.
So not all of them per se, or most of them have meaning.
Most of them are just tattoos because they're tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's look at the commercialization bit of this kind of modeling, because you mentioned that, you know, you went, took pictures, someone liked your pictures, and you at least you got into that space.
Right.
How is money making when it comes to this kind of modeling? Because like we said, we know fashion modeling, we know commercial modeling, and we know this can really get you some
this
kind of money.
This is a very niche.
What about this one?
This is very niche. I'm still learning, because like I said, I would love to work with brands who want to work with someone new. Oh my God, she's an immigrant from Kenya. She lives in the States. She's a tattoo model. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur. I don't want to be just a teacher. She's just like a model. So I'm yet to find brands to work with. Maybe I just don't know the channels to use. So lately all I do is organize photo shoots with photographers to expand my portfolio. I'm still pretty new to this. It's been about 2 years of doing this. So then eventually I think I'll try and get into the commercialized part of it, where a brand endorses me. Hey, can you represent us? We want you to vise in war. You know, maybe this Kakolon or whatever, then I can commercialize it. It's very new. It's a very new concept.
So for you, you're still trying to get your
get into that
and get your space when it comes to this kind of modeling.
Modeling. Exactly. So it's very new.
Given it's actually even a new name for a good number of people that I'm wondering, what kind of modeling is this?
Like,
what do you mean tattooed modeling?
Because in Kenya, Kenyans are coming to embrace tattoos as just a lifestyle, but still there's some stares I usually get. I'm like, I'm not Illuminati, I promise.
Yeah, because someone nakufanya wewe.
Who's going to marry you? You know,
I don't even know you're married.
There's stigma surrounding, you know, even jobs wise. I'm an entrepreneur, so I don't really care. I won't get employed, but even the employers are still, you're representing our brand and you look like this, like a canvas. Mother and dad, same. They had the shock factor. Now Mezoya, they're just like whatever. She's just a manga. She'll do whatever she wants. She's an adult. Whatever. So
that stigma that you're talking about, do you face it here in Kenya or in the States, or it's just the same?
Honestly, Americans don't really care. They're more fascinated. I mean, it's a first world country, so they're used to all these shenanigans.
They're more like, wow.
They're more like, exactly. I've been told, oh my God, I like your tattoos.
What are those?
Exactly. They'll pick your arm. They're like, oh my God, those are really well done. Because again, they're color tattoos. You won't see a lot of dark-skinned people with good color tattoos, because most artists don't know how to work with that. Again, another market that needs to be, you know, exploited. But Kenya, they just stare. They just stare. I'm just, are they good? Are they bad?
They're judging in their heads.
Is it they're judging me? You can tell they're judging me, but I'm just like, whatever. Sasa huyu, nani ameshorashorwa. So,
all right. Now let's talk about your business bit. You are an entrepreneur.
Yes. Yes. So as an immigrant, I know you've probably heard stories. It's kind of hard to get a job in the States. Okay, not a job, I'm lying, a career. Job ni job, kazi ni kazi. You can wash dishes, you can wash toilets, you can...
As long as you get your...
But I wanted a career. I went to Daystar University. You know, I was like, they did not pay 100K a year for me to end up washing nini? Your boss. Na seti maringo.
But just you want a job.
I know, si kazi ni kazi. That's why you start, but you want a career. So I tried looking for work, even as a receptionist. I was like, I'm going to start somewhere and build my way up. I wasn't finding what I wanted. I was like, I don't want a job, I want a career. I ended up about 4 years later, just creating my own employment. I found a website called Upwork. It has freelancers. They give you the platform and the clients. Ni kazi yako kutafuta now the clientele. They get their little cut when you get paid. I decided making my way there, meeting my own clients, working my own hours, doing PR, project management, social media marketing.
What you studied.
And it's been since 2016. And I'm going strong. And I have my own clientele. Now I'm at a point where my profile is so good. Sihaso kupata client. If I lose a client, another client wants to work with me because I like the way you do. I like you're from Kenya. You speak a certain way, because wanasemanga native speakers and the English and the accent. I don't have that African accent, the typical one they show in the movies.
You have like katikati hapo.
I have a katikati where they can understand me and I can work with them.
Okay.
So, and then apart from that, since I joined TikTok, I grew such a huge following. I'm a little over 600,000 followers now, and it's a very weird mix of Kenyan followers and American followers, mostly American. But because I started like slapping the phone, I have like a signature thing where I slap my phone with my kijiko. It's a long story. But people like, why can't you make us merchandise? I preach against racism a lot. I call out hypocrisy in the community, and people wanted me to make merchandise that reflects that. So I said, we are not colors. So they asked me for merchandise. So I have t-shirts I sell, my face masks. I have all this kind of crap I sell on my TikTok on top of my business. Then I also do painting because I'm an artist. I love to draw, so I commission paintings. People just say, hey, do me this waterfall. Then we speak an abe. So I do a lot of everything.
So for Njoki, art is just
is me.
You
and
are
I am
art
it.
and diversified your art.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just come to that business bit. Kidogo tu before we finish up with your music again.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at how most people would say that, in the States is a place for greener pastures. I'll go there, I'll make money, I'll build my career, and I'll grow up the ladder in whatever their business, career. But that is not quite your story per se.
Right. So I think America is what you make it.
Okay.
They will give you the opportunity. It's up to you what you do with it. You could go there with a very negative attitude, I won't get anywhere. And yes, the job market is very specific. If you want a career in nursing, no hustle, because they're always looking for nurses. They're always looking for medical personnel.
Okay.
However, for my personal, like a marketer, PR, project manager person, it's very hard to penya the market. That's why I decided, let me do my own thing. I can provide my services, but on a self-employment basis, but I like to employ them too. So I had to create my own path.
On your own
However,
space.
it's what you make it. But once I found that path, I've been successful since.
Okay.
You set your own rate, you set your own hours.
All right.
And be a client, I'm available 10 hours a week. Can you do 12? Nope.
Specifically,
and then of course,
10 hours.
then I had a child at the time. My son was born 2016. Daycare is ridiculous. So working from home was like the perfect structure for us to work. Now work from home, I don't have to pay for daycare. He's letting me work, I'm taking care of him. Yeah.
All right, makes a lot of sense. All right, let's finish up with your music now.
Okay.
Given that's what forms the background of our conversation, at least today.
Yes.
I mean, looking at your album, you've said you've released two singles already.
We've recorded 2 singles.
Okay.
They're being mastered, I think, this week by Jimmy, and then Sijuna Pang Fanini Nazo. I'm gonna ask him.
You feel just coming, sing, and then all the rest to him as a producer.
all the rest to him. Yep.
All right. So when are you planning to release the other singles from the album to just have a full album?
Right. It should be in a couple months from now, max. Because I'm like, now once you start, you just have like a fire under your butt to get it done. So at that point, I'm like, we need to do this by these other six other songs. I want to finish them. But that should happen quite fast. I'm excited to release it because even the songs, hearing myself singing was so weird because you don't hear your singing voice, you hear it being played back. I was like, that's not too bad.
I can actually sing.
I know. I'm like, hey, yeah, please.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, in the next couple of months, then your fans in Kenya and
can
even
expect
in the States
something
should expect
streaming.
something from you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably on iTunes, maybe Pandora, I don't know, Spotify.
All right.
Those are my channels.
Okay, so with this other songs, is it the same concept, like what you've been through as a person, informing the kind of content you create, or something just beyond this?
I think we'll see, because that's a good question. Because like, what's the theme of the album? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going with the flow. Tutajua tu ikimaliza, we will know what we're doing. Because so far I've sung about my love life, I've sung about my life as an entrepreneur. So we'll see what happens.
So all this that describes you is intertwined. All this, that describes you as a person is what is in the album.
It's me.
That's why you can't even get a theme for it.
Exactly, because I don't know, because I'm random like that. I'm like, yeah, so we'll see.
So for you seem to a structure.
It might be. I have a feeling like one of the songs will be about my baby.
Okay.
By the time he or she is born, I feel like I want to write her song or him. So it's gonna be. Itakuwa upendo na kuhustle. Maybe called Love and Hustle. Who knows? Hiya, maybe that's an album name. Hey,
even a title of a song.
we just brainstormed.
all right. Wakenya Njoki, as we finalize, better still, as we come to the close of this conversation, what next for you, especially as an artist?
Yes, finishing my album. Haraka sana. I am so psyched. I'm getting to a point where my album is going to be a mix of genres. Itakuwa ati we're doing this and then we're doing this. Itakuwa just all over the place. Because again, my audience is also all over the place. There's a rock culture in Kenya. So there'll probably be a rock song in there. There's trance in the States, very popular. There might be trance in there, pop.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be a very interesting album of a mixture of, it's going to be Mashakura, like Kikuyu style. True to Kikuyu form.
An album that caters
It'll be
for
Mashakura
your fans.
album, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to finishing it up and getting it out there.
And album is actually the way to go for artists.
Right? And Jimmy told me that's the only way. He was like, we're not doing singles.
No singles,
No
more.
singles.
You're not single people here. Sisi was single.
Exactly. And also my fiance also helps me write music.
Oh, okay.
And there's probably going to be like a country song in there too. I know Kenyans love country, especially classical country. So it's going to be a very interesting album.
Okay. So clearly that means there's just a lot to expect from you.
There's a lot to expect.
All right.
Boy, no pressure.
No pressure, but still a lot to expect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Kenya, for your time.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. This is where we bring this conversation to a close. I've been speaking to Wakenya Njoki, who is an entrepreneur, a musician, an artist, and also a tattooed model. Just talking to us about her craft, her art, and how all of this, just come together. This is where we bring this part of the conversation to a close.